Right, so what you can see here then is the four exhaust stud nuts, and one of them has got a little bit of the stud broken off in it. I was just trying to tighten them up because I was getting a little bit of a blow from the downpipe between the pipe and the head, and that one I must have only given it about 1/8 of a turn and it just sheared off. So that's a little bit of a problem because it leaves the stud in the cylinder head that you then need to extract. So that's the remaining part of the stud there. There's a good bit of stud poking out, so it's all good. There's a couple of things I tried to remove it. I've taken the exhaust off there, as you can see, just to get that all out of the way. And as I did so, the gaskets fell out. And there should only be one each side, but for some reason I had two in each side. So they're normally very brightly shiny coppery, but once they've been squashed down and carbonised and so on, they're quite camouflaged in the port. So I can only imagine last time I put this exhaust back on, I just forgot to take them out and didn't realise and put two on top. So anyway, never mind. Two brand new ones here waiting to go back in when we get it all back together. That should be a relatively quick job getting it back together. But here you can see now, with the exhaust out of the way, that lower stud, so it's considerably shorter, so you can see how much is broken off, but you can also see there is a good bit of stud there to help with the extraction as well. So and it is a little bit bent over by the looks, so I don't know whether that's the stud that's bent or whether it's just put in badly in the first place, don't know. But there you go, there's the good side, if you can call that good. This engine block is filthy. So the first thing I tried was just putting two nuts onto the stud and locking them up together to sort of really create a kind of a new nut on the stud itself. You just literally wind one nut on, hold it with a spanner, wind the other one on, sort of lock them up good and tight together. It didn't work, unfortunately. I just couldn't really get in there properly with a spanner to turn that nut back out, so gave up on that idea. Then went in with a file just to put a bit of a flat on the stud there, so just need to come in underneath it and then sort of come in above it and so on. Here's me just having a little go at it there. It only took about 5-10 minutes tops to create a bit of a flat on it, and you don't want to work too vigorously. You could end up damaging the actual aluminium of the cylinder head as well, so just be careful if you do that. And there you can see it's kind of squared off a little bit, so with that just needed to you can see it looks like you've got loads of room there, but there really isn't when you look at my fingers and thumbs between the stud and the clutch cable. You can get your mole grips in there, but you can't really turn them, so I've pulled the clutch cable out of the way just so I can get the mole grips on there, but they don't really sit great. They're not gripping it as tightly as I'd like, and sadly I couldn't get that to work either. So unfortunately we do now have a stud that I'm struggling to get out. So I'm thinking, look at these cases on both sides, they're terrible, the engine block itself's terrible, so if I can't get that stud out by any other means, I'm going to have to get this engine out of the bike and just almost certainly get the cylinder head off and then try and extract the stud that way. And because with it out of the bike, I'll have a lot more room. I should be able to stick the stud in a vise and give it a good twist and drill it out possibly, or worst case replace the cylinder head. So anyway, just thought I'd show you that quickly. That was a bit of a disaster this morning because I was literally just going to give them a little bit of a turn and tighten them up, button them up a little bit, and I've gone and effectively taken the bike off the road in doing so, which is a bit of a shame. So never mind. The next video coming up is going to be the bike just slightly outshot on the left there, the Yamaha Virago XV525. I'm going to be showing you loads of work that I'm doing to that, and clearly at some point I'm going to be either removing that stud whilst it's still in the engine, still in the frame, or we're going to be doing a bit of an engine strip. So if I do get the engine out of the frame, it will be, I think, a full engine strip down, purely because I just want to completely strip the engine down and give it a good old clean up and get it all back together. So anyway, that's that for now, and I shall see you very soon.